Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 184 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. So in the last 6 months, I have started going to CrossFit 2 to 3 times a week. And the goal was to add some more strength training into my workout routine. But I did want to share with you how I thought about the decision, what transpired over the last 6 months, and how it is 6 months going in. Today's podcast is for those of you who are thinking about changing up your workout routine, trying something new. And I want to know from you how it's going. And I want to share with you what is possible when you do. So this is going to be a quick one, but I do think that this is important to hear. Many of us are due for a change, and not necessarily something harder or more difficult always, but perhaps something that adds some variety to your day-to-day life. It is our job to make our lives interesting, to bring new and different energy into the spaces that we're in. And I've been really thinking about how to make lives more interesting in so many ways, especially when you have the day-to-day demands of work or family life pulling at you. It is important to find space, time, energy to be re-inspired, to be reinvigorated with your life, and to be able to create more from the well to draw from. So I recently started CrossFit, and like many things, it seemed to have started from a small decision. Remember my running routine that has been going here for 3 years strong? That started with a small decision as well. So many of our lives are created by small decisions that we make in the moment to either try something new or not, to talk to someone, to ask someone a question about something that leads to something else. And I've talked about this in the past, but these small things have such a big impact on our lives that we tend to miss out on them. We think that one trip doesn't matter, one yes, one person doesn't count. We think that one thing that we're getting done today isn't enough, yet in reality, our lives are made of one thing at a time that stack up and add together over and over and over again. So my decisions that led to CrossFit were a few. First, I was reevaluating my workout regimen. I wanted to add in more strength training. I was also already doing yoga, running, cycling, but I wanted to do something that felt different. And at the same time, a friend of mine asked me to do the Spartan race in September. She asked back in the beginning of the year. And also my husband, Jay, does CrossFit, and he has done it for years, and he has been in great shape, always doing CrossFit as well. So I've had a little bit of experience with CrossFit. I did it when I was 6 months pregnant, when I was consulting at one point, and have tried a few workouts here and there, but not enough to say that I did CrossFit. So there I was with a few arrows pointed towards this new workout routine. So why not try CrossFit as a way to build strength, to have some more things to talk about with Jay while prepping for the Spartan, right? So that was my thought process. And my concerns were that I didn't really want to get big while strength training. And while that's not easy to do, I know this, there was a long time of me not lifting bigger, heavier weights. So I really thought of heavier weights as more masculine, less feminine. And I've really been shifting that belief while in CrossFit as I started to consider what I wanted to get from the time there. I thought about whether or not any of those thoughts I had were really true. It's not masculine or feminine. And it was so helpful to even be there and unwind some of those thoughts as I was thinking through it. I remember talking to Jay about it as well. And even the thoughts of like pushing to go heavier and bigger and more and faster, and how to resist, right? Some of that propensity and that drive to do more constantly. Otherwise, this feeling of why do I even bother or why am I even there? So I just wanted to put that out there because even if a lot of this is fairly entrenched in the culture of the workout you're doing or the society that you are in, it doesn't have to be true for you. So I stopped focusing on the weights. Instead, I just focused more on what I wanted for my body, what felt heavy or too much. And either way, I started to see progress. But I also knew that I was starting from lighter weights and maybe I would always be with lighter weights. And I wanted to be okay with that. The more the main point here is that workouts and regimens are to serve you towards your health and fitness goals. Nothing has more sovereignty than you over your own body. And it's easy to overthink what works or what doesn't work. But so many times we only know if we get started, and the benefits from getting started are often so much more, even if we learn that it's not for us or it doesn't work for us the way we were thinking. So I did my physical last week, get some hard numbers. I actually noticed that my in-body scan, which is this body composition analysis machine you stand on, from the last time I was there from the month before I started CrossFit, so that was in March, end of March. I started in April and I went back in October. There was a nice comparison from that March time period to that October time period. So there was a 6 months pre and post CrossFit, and I wanted to share that. So I gained 4 pounds of muscle. I lowered my body fat mass by 4 pounds as well. So I'm like literally on that line of you don't need to gain any more muscle. You could gain a little more fat. At least that's what it told me. Which before it was you can lose a little bit of fat. And even though I did gain 2 to 3 pounds of weight, I just want you guys to hear this between the pre and the post. It's fairly negligible. I consider it fairly negligible, 2 to 3 pounds from a day-to-day comparison. What was more important that my doctor pointed out was the balance between my weight, my skeletal muscle mass, and my body fat mass. If you imagine these lines that kind of show you you're in these bands of in the middle, which is ideal, or a little more to the right, which is less ideal, or to the left, which is also less ideal because you're either under or over. I was more balanced and actually moving towards what you call like a D, like you're a little bit more, and then you come in on uh, the body fat mass, right? It comes backwards, so moving inward. So that before looked more like a C, where I had more body fat mass, less weight, but it was kind of coming out. And so she said that's like this skinny fat, whereas now it's like a ideal and appropriate kind of balanced and nicely balanced, according to my doctor. So I do feel stronger physically. Think about luggage, all those things. I've always wanted to be able to carry my own, pick it all up, put it away, but it does feel a lot easier now. And I do have a bit of pain in my right shoulder. So disclaimer there, I did something to tweak it. I still feel like the benefits outweigh the pains in this case. And like anything, I just need to mindfully manage my injuries or the things that are coming up as I use my body. So one of the biggest things I love about going is that it's been such a different experience for me. So I'm learning new things all the time, especially with the weightlifting. The terms, the language are new. So I'm finding I have to ask more questions. I'm also in this beginner's mind. It's a great place to be in. I'm in a class environment, which is new given all the solo running, yoga, cycling that I tend to do. And it's giving me more time to hang out with Jay, even though I don't physically work out with him, but I'll see him there. I'll ask him about things. We'll talk a little bit about it and hang out with some friends at the gym as well. So all in all, I am going to continue my 2 to 3 times a week regimen. I'll keep you posted on how it goes. I wanted to share this because I know some of you are considering new different routines or have seen me doing yoga and other kinds of things before. So CrossFit might seem a little different. And it's not always easy to make the leap from something you're used to something completely new, where maybe you might not be as good at it. Although I will say that I'm finding different strengths and different ways that the running and the yoga have really prepped me for CrossFit well. But I think the balance, especially in my arms and my upper body, has been restored doing CrossFit. I also try to focus a little on that because I know that tends to be less of something that I focus on, especially I use my legs a ton. So that has been a really nice result as well. And if you're looking for some variety, if you're looking for new ways to bring back some of that energy into your life, it is worth it. I want to tell you that. Give it a try. If you do try CrossFit too, let me know. I would love to hear from you on what is working for you. So that is it, my friends, for this week. As always, if you're on the cusp of your next transition, of your shift in how you're showing up, becoming more you every single day and leading from a place of authenticity while getting more clear on how you spend your time and energy in your life, come join Spiritual Achiever Coaching Program. We would love to have you here. You can go to mayemson.com/spiritual achiever. You will learn all about the next upcoming events, retreats, and all of that is waiting for you, and the mind-blowing coaching as well. Love you, my friends. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.